Hi, welcome back to Strong as You Think. Today, I want to talk about 3 ways that we deal with our problems. So, the first 2 are not the best ways. They're kind of common ways that we deal with them, but they're not the most helpful. And then I'll share with you the third way, which is really the most helpful way to deal with the problem. So, the first way I want to talk about is fighting against your problems. So this sounds like it could be good because we don't want our problems. We want to do something about them. So this makes us feel really active. It makes us feel like we're doing something about our problem. We're really taking action. But during part of this is the assumption that we shouldn't have this problem, right? And what we resist persists. So we kind of say we shouldn't have it. We want to overcome it by willpower, by working really hard. And this will work, but it's not always a lasting solution because we're not finding out what the real problem is. Okay. But it feels really productive. It feels really good. And so that's something that a lot of us do. It's advice that we get a lot of times. Take action, do something about it. Okay. But just alone, that's not going to work. So that's what I call fighting against your problem. And it's not a great long-term solution, but it feels like you're doing good things. So that's the first one. The second one is fighting for your problems. Now, this sounds kind of silly because when we call it a problem, we don't like it. So why would we fight for our problems? But this is something that we do. It's really common because some of us have had our problems for quite a while. And what happens is it's natural for us to want to stay where we are, to want to stay with what's known. And a lot of the times the problem's known and we're almost scared at some level if we get rid of it, if we do something different, we'll get a whole new set of problems. And so that doesn't feel exciting to change. So we'll fight for our problems. You may have heard people when they talk about their problems and they're upset with them, and then we ask about how they could make a change or make recommendations, and they quickly have an excuse for why they have the problem. And if we talk about one solution, they've always got another problem coming up. And this is supernatural behavior. It kind of seems weird when we look at it in other people, but if we start turning and looking at ourselves, we'll find ourselves doing the same thing. And it's because we like the known better than the unknown. It's really natural. But it also doesn't get to the underlying problem. It feels like we are because we're acknowledging the problem, because really to have a change that we have to acknowledge a problem. And hey, in fighting for your problem, you have no problem saying that you have a problem. You know, you fully acknowledge it's there, but you fight for it. You don't actually do the things that you need to do to get rid of it. And so it's fighting for your problem. And it's natural, but it's not going to do you a lot of good. So what I would suggest is my third option. And this is listening to your problems, allowing your problems. You don't want to fight them. This works for a while, but it's not a good long-term solution. Okay. So you're not going to fight them. You're not going to fight against them. But you also don't need to justify them. Because if you're justifying that they're there, then you're also not finding a way to change. You're almost accepting them. But it's okay to accept the problem, allow it, allow the discomfort that comes with acknowledging that there's a problem and what it is. And when you do that, you can start to question what's going on here. Why is this a problem for me? Why is this difficult? And sometimes the answer to those questions start to come with judgment. And then we start to, justify or to fight the problem again, or to even just push it out of the way, which none of those things are good either. So you want to question it with curiosity, not judgment. I feel like the opposite of judgment is curiosity and compassion. Okay. We're loving with ourselves for being human with this problem, and we want to know what's really going on. So as we look at it with compassion and curiosity, our mind starts to be more open to find out, why is this going on? What is going on? And the underlying problem will start to have room to show up. It'll feel more safe to have that come up. And as we understand what's going on, then we have a way of dealing with it. Now, sometimes this is hard to see going on in our lives. We don't realize that we're doing this, that we're fighting against our problems, that we're fighting for them, because it feels so natural and it feels true. So this is sometimes why it's helpful to have a coach or somebody that you can talk to that can help ask questions, that can help you be curious and compassionate with yourself. They can offer that to you, and to just give yourself space to talk. And this curiosity, this allowing, this listening to your problems without trying to get rid of them, without trying to justify them, this is where the magic happens, because this is where you can make the change of the cause of the problem, not just the symptoms. The others are treating the symptoms at best. Okay. So don't be afraid of your problems, but you don't have to stick with them forever either. All right. Thank you for joining me at Strong as You Think, and we'll see you next time. Bye.